Hi, in today's video I'm going to learn how you can trade using the supply and demand zone strategy. So supply and demand is a factor that influences markets all around the world. According to the law of demand, demand is inversely proportionate to price. When the price of a product rises, demand falls because buyers do not want to spend too much money on it. And when the price drops, however, demand increases because consumers are anxious to purchase. So according to the law of supply, supply is directly proportionate to price because vendors do not want to sell at such a low price. Supply is low when the price is low. However, when the price is high, the supply increases as well because the sellers want to offer the product for the best possible price. Okay, so these are basic supply and demand laws. So now let's look at how we can trade them using supply and demand zones in the forex market. So how do you recognize the supply and demand zones? Well, the vast region of support and resistance levels can be used to identify supply and demand zones. However, the concept behind them is different because support and resistance levels are linked to previous peaks and bottoms that are clearly visible to the market participants they operate. The term cheap or expensive is used to describe supply and demand. The supply is produced at a resistance level while the demand is formed at a support level. So look at those long candles that appear afterward. To locate the supply and demand zones, then you must determine the cause of the price's rapid movement, which is usually sideways fluctuation. So how do you trade using the supply and demand zones? So when the price falls into the demand zone, it is usually a sign that the market is about to move upwards. This indicates that you should initiate a buy position instead of fixed time trades. Use currency pairs on any trading platform. Okay, so you must set a stop loss immediately below the demand zone or above the supply zone for sell positions. When the price approaches the supply zone, it usually falls quickly. That is why you should keep your entry short. Occasionally, the demand zone transforms into the supply zone or vice versa. It's like two flipping rows between support and resistance. So supply and demand can take many different forms. So let's take a look at some handful of the most frequent ones. So let me talk about supply and demand trend continuation patterns. So trend continuation patterns can be formed by demand and supply. It happens when the price rises, then fluctuates, forming the base level and again rises again. After that, we can say that a demand area has been created. When the price returns to the demand level after the rally, you should enter a long position. So the pattern is formed when the price falls into the base and then breaks through them and moves further down during a downtrend. When the price returns to supply zone after the rally, you can open a sell trade. So the other one is actually the supply and demand trend reversal patterns. So when the price falls, it moves within the base for a while before changing direction, giving us a demand zone, possibly a demand reversal pattern. When the price reaches the demand level again, you should open a buy position. When the price moves downward after the uptrend and fluctuating within the base, it forms a supply reversal pattern. As a result, you should start a sell trade. Enter when the price is returning to the previously established supply zone. The other one is called the supply and demand flip zone. So this is the condition where demand turns into supply, is referred to as a flip zone. The supply and demand zones will eventually run dry. It occurs when the price crosses through the zone and continues to move. Occasionally, this will result in the price forming a new basis for a new supply or demand pattern. Then we can argue that the zone's function has shifted. So the most big question you might be having is how strong are demand and supply zones? Well, the type of candles that appear after the breakout from these levels can be used to gauge the strength of demand and supply. When the price swings sharply up or down and the candles are lengthy and of the same color, it indicates a high demand or supply. When the candles are medium lengthy with periodic retracements, the zones are still deemed powerful. After a period of low demand or supply, the price is moving slowly. So the amount of time spent in the zone is another approach to judge whether the level is strong. In this situation, the amount of time spent in supply or demand is inversely proportional to strength of the area. Such a brief stay in the zone indicates out of the balance, demand or supply. The length of the price movement from demand or supply to supply and back also indicates the level strength. When the price moves far away before returning, the level is powerful. Every time the price returns to it, the level weakens. The zone is the strongest one. Okay, so the zone is the strongest the first time when the price reaches demand or supply. It's still pretty powerful the next time, but it weakens with each consecutive return of the price. So when do you open a position when trading demand and supply zones? Well, first you must determine the demand and supply zones, so look for them over a large time frame chart. Okay, the following step is to look how the levels are accepted on the time frame you'd like to trade. Now wait for price action signal before entering the trade. Okay, so an hour time frame for GBP USD currency pair on the screen is an example. Okay, so those are the levels of which you can try to enter a position. So when you see a strong demand or supply area, you should enter a trading position. So to conclude, I've got some free forex tools on my website of which you can use to identify these levels. So the link to my online shop will be in the description where you can get to download these tools. Okay, so all financial markets are based on supply and demand. There are some universal laws that apply to them which may utilize to determine the optimal entry opportunities for your trades. Okay, so but these tactics do not guarantee a profitable trade 100% of all the time, but they do reduce the risk and increase the chances of success, which is the most you can hope for with any trading strategy. So if you learned something from this video, give it a like. For more videos like this, go on and subscribe. Bye for now. Also, don't forget to check out some of my price action videos in the description.